Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica Flynn and I am the owner and maker of Flynn Sisters Boutique, and today is day 4 of our 7 days of Christmas series here on the Flynn Sisters Boutique channel. We are uploading a video every day for the first week of December. I hope you guys have been enjoying all these extra videos. I know I had a lot of fun making these. Today we're going to be doing a video that I'm very excited about. We're going to be applying rhinestones to acrylic blanks that can either be used as cute little keepsake ornaments, like really fancy keepsake ornaments, or you can use them as a super bougie keychain around the holidays because they are very fancy and they do take a lot of time compared to your average keychain, but the results are so worth it because they're so beautiful and sparkly. We're going to be using the beautiful rhinestone mixes that I received from Diamond Fire Rhinestones, and we do have a discount code available for you guys down below in the description box if you're interested in picking up some of these gorgeous rhinestones. All right, you guys, so that's enough chit chat from me. Let's go ahead and get started. You guys, so first things first, we're going to prep the surface for the glitter and epoxy side. You guys know I'm a stickler for prep work. So all you're going to do for this one is remove the paper backing thing on your acrylic blank just from one side. There's a protective paper sheet on both sides. We're only going to remove one for now. I like to use a craft knife to help me get it started because they can be a little stuck on there sometimes. And then once you get that paper removed, I just take a sanding block. It doesn't matter what grit. I think this one might be like 120 grit. And you're just going to sand the surface of that really quick, just enough to scuff up the acrylic. This is going to make it so that our epoxy and glitter have something to adhere to. And then you're just going to wipe that clean with some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel. For the glitter and epoxy mixture, I mixed up 10 milliliters of regular epoxy. That's just regular AB epoxy. I'm using DIY epoxy for this. I'll have a link below on where you can find it. And I'm adding just enough glitter to cover the surface of my epoxy in that little medicine cup there. So you can see from the video how much is in there. I'm using Jaded from PG Olive Glitters. This is a brand new color. It was from the most recent Peachy palette. And we're just going to mix it in there really good with this little coffee stir stick thing that I have. I love these metal stir sticks. I'll have a link for these in the description box also because they're super useful. I'll also tell you guys that you should let that epoxy sit for about 5 minutes before you stir in your glitter and apply it to the ornament. This will let the epoxy just thicken up a little bit so it's more likely to stay put. You don't want it like so thin that it's just, falling off the sides of your ornament. Okay, this is the same way that I do my keychains. So if you guys have seen any of my acrylic keychain videos, same thing. If you wanted to use UV epoxy, you could do that also. UV epoxy is a kind of resin that cures really quickly under a UV light. A lot of people like that. I just really don't care for it because it's super stinky and I just don't like how it cures. To me, it's just easier to use regular old epoxy because I'm used to it. Once we get that all covered, you're gonna just kind of go over it really quick with your torch if you wanted to help pop some extra bubbles. Be careful when you're doing this, especially if you have your ornament taped to a piece of cardboard. You're just really gonna kind of kiss the surface of your blank with the torch. Next, you're going to want to let that dry on a level and safe surface. And it takes about 12 hours to completely dry. And then we're going to prep the other side for our rhinestones. And we're going to prep the other side in the exact same way that we prepped the glitter side. So I'm just, again, removing that protective paper thing with my craft knife. And then we'll give it a light sanding and wipe it down with rubbing alcohol and a paper towel. All right, and once my blank is all prepped and ready to go, we are ready to set up our rhinestones to have them applied. I like to put my rhinestones in like a lid of a glass jar, like those little metal lids. You could put it in whatever you want though. They even have like fancy little trays that are specifically for rhinestones. I don't do this often enough, so I just put them in a lid, whatever. So now we're ready to apply the rhinestones. I'm using E6000 glue for this. There's lots of different glues you could use. This one, I just prefer it because I feel like I get better results with it. And you want to just put a little bit at a time on a piece of cardboard or maybe a paper plate, or if you want to just apply a small amount directly to your blank. I just think this is a less messy way of doing it. And I'm going to apply a small amount of the glue to my blank in a small section with a silicone tool. I will have a link to where you can find some silicone tools like this down below. And you want to make sure that you're working in small sections at a time because this glue does dry up kind of fast. So I would just recommend small sections at a time. And then using a wax-tipped jewel picker, you're just going to pick up random rhinestones. I really like doing this kind of scatter method where you have all different sizes and all different colors, and you just kind of put it on there in a random pattern. And I think it looks so beautiful for projects like this. And once you've got a good amount on there, you'll want to go back through with the spiky end of your jewel picker to really press those stones hard into the glue and make sure they're all adhered really well. So that's one thing that I kind of struggle with, is I might add a little bit too much glue or spread it out too far, and some of it has dried by the time I got my stone there and the stone didn't adhere very well. So by going over it again with the pokey part of my jewel picker, I can really press it into the glue and make sure it adhered properly before moving on to the next section, if that makes sense. Also, I imagine that the technique to do the same thing on like a tumbler would be a lot like this. I've never put rhinestones on a tumbler, so I don't have any experience with that. But I just don't have the time or the patience to do a huge project with these rhinestones. But I think these little keychains and ornaments and the pop-up phone grips and things like that are so much fun. I got these done in like an hour, and I just put on my favorite Christmas movie in the background and kind of chilled out and just relaxed and worked on this project. And like I said, I got done in less than an hour. It really wasn't that bad because with this scatter technique, there's not a lot of skill involved, or, you don't have to be too exact. You just kind of slap them on there. And then once I've got it totally filled, I let it dry overnight. And then I was ready to add my hardware. I thought it would be cute to add some like actual chain to hang this. So I have a bunch of this chain. I never use it. I've got some jump rings here, and I'm just going to use these jump rings and the chain to create something to hang this from the tree that was just kind of a little fancier than what I would normally do. If you were making keychains out of these, then obviously you would be putting keychain hardware on these instead. And so I just kind of strung that piece of chain through the hole and secured both ends with my jump ring. If you didn't want to use hardware to hang these, you definitely could just put some pretty ribbon on here or an ornament hanger or what have you. And that was it for this project. I would definitely let these stones cure for at least 24 hours before you gifted them, just to make sure everything was totally adhered nicely. But that is that. I just think they're so elegant and so beautiful. When the light catches these ornaments, they sparkle so bright. Here it is in my tree. And that's it for this tutorial. So I hope you guys love this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you guys want to pick up some of these rhinestones, I'll have a link down below along with a discount code for you as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. If you love this video, you could check out our last video here. Also be sure to find us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and of course subscribe for all our new videos that come out every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.